Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Shenanigans Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Simon.
How are we doing today, Simon?
Better. It's as I told you a couple of days ago, we had like a bit of a heat wave where it was getting up into the sort of 38. Well, no, sorry, not 38. Oh, one day it was 38, but mostly like 33, mid 30s. And it's finally cooled down, and we've had just like constant rain, but it's still been fairly warm, so it's quite nice, and I'm not melting, which is good. So it's kind of getting back to some semblance of normality for this time of year, which is nice. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm in good old Missouri, away from home for a little while.
Missouri.
Doing some training. Doing some training for the military. So I'm sorry if our mic qualities are shit. Well, at least mine. I'm using my laser Krakens again. 'Cause I tried to fit my cardioid mic in my suitcase, and I was like, yeah, it's just not fucking worth it.
See, the only reason my excuse is that my mic stand won't clip to this table because it's my parents' dining room table, and it's I don't want to damage it.
Simon, why'd you put a hole in a table? I needed to set up my mic.
I needed to set up my microphone. Yeah.
No, but it's all good. We worked through the struggles of our lives forever moving. Sorry we weren't here last week. I traveled last weekend to get to Missouri, so it was Simon was busy, I was busy. We just decided to scrap it for that weekend, but we're back.
We are indeed.
And it's been exciting 2 weeks. We had some sad news come from us from the Microsoft Studios. They have pushed back Halo Infinite's launch to 2021.
Yeah, I really don't care that much.
well, I know you don't care about Halo, but this is the first we're seeing that, and I don't know if it's due to COVID. But they just pushed it back to 2021. It was set to release holiday 2020, so now it's 2021. I'm guessing it's due to COVID. They're probably just having issues right now in the workflow. But I wonder if this is the start, if we're going to see this a lot more coming down the pipeline with COVID going on. I don't know. I guess we shall see. There is a kind of leak. IGN reported it. There is kind of a leaky date on when the Xbox Series X is supposed to be released.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, apparently people got controllers and there's a warranty that's good for a year. So speculation is November 6th is the date of the Xbox Series X release.
Interesting. I mean, it's close to Christmas, which was bound to happen anyway, so
yeah,
makes sense.
I thought it would have been after Thanksgiving though, so it is a little weird.
When's Thanksgiving for you guys again?
November. The 27th, the 25th of November.
All right.
To be honest with you, I forget. It's not really a big holiday for me anymore. The 26th of November is Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I've heard anything about the PS5 on their release date. So I guess we'll look out for that. In terms of gaming, I just had you watch the trailer, and I was pretty excited when I saw this. There is a Hitman VR game coming out.
Yeah, I've just watched the trailer.
Which so they don't really show it, but it's speculated in the trailer that you do garrote someone, and you brought up a valid point. There is no resistance, so how do you know? Like, I mean, you could just cross your arms and
yeah. I mean, I
guess that's
it's the same. It's the same with the what do you call it? Half-Life Alyx that you were playing. I'm guessing it's the same with a lot of the physics stuff in there. You know, you're picking up things, but they don't have weight. They don't have, there's no physics. So yeah. It's certainly different.
Definitely, some things you do have to pick up with two hands. But there is some haptic feedback, like vibrations, but there's nothing like you said. So, but I guess that is the limitations in the imagination that comes with VR.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really cool of the Hitman makers to kind of come into this realm. It's pretty exciting to see more and more game developers come into this realm. It is a very exciting realm.
If I had VR, I would probably get it, because I mean, Hitman's a great game. I haven't played any of the recent ones. My brother has, and he says it's really good. So yeah, if I had that medium, I would certainly give it a go. But I don't, and I don't see myself getting one anytime soon. That's not just because of lack of money. Just because where I am right now, obviously I can't exactly set up VR living at my parents' house at the moment. So.
Billy. Sorry, Mom, Dad. I've claimed the living room.
I've claimed the dining room for my for my stuff. No,
just close it off.
Again, it kind of makes more sense for you. You're in your own place, and I think once I have that, once I'm at that point, then maybe, I don't know. Plus, they're only just starting to release more VR games, and it's good that they are, because previously there really weren't. You had sort of Boneworks, Half-Life Alyx, and obviously a couple of other smaller titles, but nothing really. I think Half-Life Alyx was the first one to have like a proper story, which was so that's sort of up there as one that will forever sort of having broken that ground. So the Hitman climbing onto that wagon, as it were, will be really interesting to see how they do that. But yeah.
No, most definitely it is. As more creators come into the game, it becomes a more viable gaming, and I feel like more development will go into it, and we can get more things. We can get things like you've seen in so many videos, like those the treadmill looking things.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah,
they kind of stand on to get like a little bit more of the immersion in VR, which
it's because but that could also be to fight some people's it's not motion sickness, but it's a lot of people I've heard. Brain. Yeah, your brain can't comprehend that what you're seeing is moving, but your body physically isn't.
Yeah.
Which
I get it.
Yeah,
I get hardcore.
It's to do with your brain and your inner ear.
Exactly, it's the equilibrium and the fluid in your ear. It's not. The whole top of your heads, your eyes are seeing something that your brain can't comprehend.
Exactly.
It's kind of sort of the same with like 3D. I know some people get motion sickness in 3D movies, but it's not as intense as a VR machine.
And
I get it. I get it if I'm playing something that I don't have control, or I can't teleport my movements. If I have to walk, because the walk speed in those games is not relative to what you're walking, so it's weird.
Yeah.
Like if I have to use the joystick to walk and I'm not moving, I get motion sickness. Yeah. And I'm like, what is going on?
I mean,
now?
I don't know if I would get it, because I've never played a VR game. I've never used a VR headset.
It's funny because I'm fine on planes, I'm fine on boats, I'm fine on roller coasters.
Yeah, but I think again that there's a difference between like your body feeling it. Like you can feel like when you're on a ship, when you're moving side to side, your body can feel it.
Yeah, we've had this conversation before. Yeah. The brain is fucking so just. It's so crazy.
It's the most complex machine in the universe thus far. Nobody, and we still don't understand it, which is why I'm studying it.
Exactly. So it's a very complex thing to understand. So you don't like we know a lot of things, like how the fluid in your ear really tells your mind where your body is relative to
Yeah, sort
anything.
of. Yeah.
That's why if you're in space, it's really hard to tell if you're where you are.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah.
In gravity, if you're upside down, the fluid in your ears somewhere else. Which when I learned about that years ago, that was pretty interesting. And it's dude, still learning about how like the brain works and how the human body works. It's very fascinating stuff.
It is. It is.
It is indeed. We did get some somewhat exciting sightiness from our 100% favorite game that we don't hate and we don't bash. Star Citizen. It's a love-hate relationship, guys and girls.
It's for me it's sort of it's a love and it's a love and bear with relationship. I don't hate it. I turn my head sometimes. I'm just like, nope. But anyway, yeah, it's
exactly.
Sorry, carry on. It basically 3.10 has come out, which is
somewhat.
Good.
They're still working on another 3.10 patch, but 3.10 is hit live.
Yeah. Well, as always, there's a lot of bug fixes to be done, but I think this patch, from memory, this has been one of the buggiest in terms of just actual bugs. Like, I haven't had many 30Ks, which means that you effectively crash. The game crashes. I haven't had many of those, but by comparison with other patches, but just the sheer amount of bugs within the patch itself, there are quite a lot. And they're mostly small things. They're not like game breaking. It's just small things which impact your gameplay. But this is why they have Evocati. This is why they have the Wave 1 testers and stuff like that. So even when it goes live to PTU, the entire point of it being in an alpha is to bug test. So they were really quick. As soon as it went live, they were bug reports going in. So and they're working on it. They're as I said to you just before we started, they're considering a release candidate for a 3.10.x patch today, because they've been on it for a while. So we'll just have to see how that goes.
No, definitely. I'm very interested in. I love the new height map stuff. The visualizations have gotten a little bit better in 3.10.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it's just, I think, and we both have talked about this before, it's just not what we wanted in the patch.
Yeah, I suppose, but I'm happier with this patch than I think I will be with 3.12. And we've spoken about this before, and that is because at the moment, I know it's going to change because it's 3.12, it's 2 patches away. And there is certainly time for them to add stuff, and they will probably add a lot more. But at the moment, 3.12 looks incredibly weak. 3.11 has got the Mercury Star on one of our favorite ships that we're looking forward to. So in that case, that's really all I want. As soon as I get that, and if they delay it, I'm gonna murder someone. I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with the MSR because I'll fly around with that, and I'll probably get bored with that after a while, or I'll get used to it at least. But 3.11 is fine because it's the next patch. Everybody looks forward to the next patch. But once 3.11 comes, we'll be looking forward to 3.12, and then 3.12 just looks pretty weak in my opinion. Like there isn't any substance to it, and they've got half of it done already. We've spoken about this.
Yeah. I am just as frustrated as you are. It doesn't seem like, and I don't know if it's because it's the end of the year, but it doesn't seem like the patches, ever since Microtech, it doesn't seem like the patches are really have enough substance to them. They're adding like one or two things, and it's like,
I mean,
why do I care about this?
Don't get me wrong. The things that they're adding look good. I mean, and
they matter.
Yeah, I mean the mystery armor. I'm guessing it's going to be the pyro armor, because apart from the medic armor, which they promised back in like 3.7 or 6, or they concepted it, which hasn't been released. I'm guessing that's what it's going to be, because that was on a Star Citizen Live episode a few weeks ago. So you've got the mystery armor, which I really don't care about because we've got enough armors as it is right now. They did a whole thing that you've got like thousands upon like hundreds of thousands of possible combinations. Like, we really don't need any more armor right now, so far as I know. You've got the space station refinery deck. Cool. We've got cargo decks coming in 3.11, so it'll effectively be a similar version of that. So cool. Stuff for mining. Station-based refining. I'm sure that goes into cargo decks. Weapon zeroing, I really don't care about, or I should care about, because I'm an FPS kind of person. But the weapons work fine as they are for me. And object push and pull, yeah, sure, that looks cool, I guess. And the multi-tool track to me, like, so the stuff in there looks okay, but like in general, you've only got like 4 or 5 things. Like, there's no new ships, there's no new locations, and I get it. I really do. It's part of the problem of them sort of promising a lot of stuff in one patch and then not having stuff in the next. And yeah, you're right, it's towards the end of the year, so they're going to have something to replace CitizenCon, seeing as we don't have that.
No, but it's dude, like 3.11, ground cover buoyancy, introduction of buoyancy to bodies of water. We can't even fucking swim.
We can't swim. I don't.
Why is this in the roadmap?
There's nothing so far as I know, there is nothing that needs to float on water.
No, not
unless
right now.
Unless that suddenly means that we can land our ships on water, which I doubt, because they explode as soon as we go like a foot underwater. I don't think that's the thing. So I don't really understand that. Like, I know that they've been making it look better, great, but yeah, the ground cover buoyancy I don't get. What's the other stuff that's coming in 3.11?
Core tech, server client, the shotgun, the grenade launcher.
We don't need
elevator panels.
I'm
missile
annoyed with the current elevator panels.
Missile operator mode, giving the players the ability to select and fire specific missiles.
That's fair, because whenever I'm doing any of that stuff, I just launch missiles, and obviously you can't select which ones you've got. You just go through them until you've launched them all. So yeah, I guess that's helpful.
That I'll go with them. And then obviously we have the whatever you call it, the 100 series.
Yeah.
Which nobody cares about.
Yeah.
I wish the 100 series
Origin
was the 300i. If it like the 300 series, because 300 series should have a fucking ramp, not a ladder.
Yeah.
But it's.
I mean, when they come out, if I get the chance to fly one, I'll do it, because why not? But I don't see myself. I remember when they initially came out, I bought a 100i concept, I think, but then I think it was like 2 days later, I immediately was like, nope, I don't want this anymore. I think it was an LTI token, so I was just like, nope, I'm upgrading this to something else because I'm bored. But yeah, the 100i series I'm not fussed with.
Yeah. I get why they're coming out with new ships, because we talked about that too.
Well, the fact that they want to go more to flight-ready ships.
Yeah, well, so they're coming out with new ships because that's their biggest revenue stream.
Yeah, true.
Because this game is not monthly payable. So their biggest revenue stream is coming out with new ships, just like the Talon. They just came out with the Talon and the Shriek.
Yeah, Talon and the Shrike coming out in December, which we both got because. What? I mean, for me,
why not?
Why not? And for me, I'm using it as an LTI token, so I can upgrade to something else later. But
yeah, as soon as I get my refund, I'll get my LTI back.
Yeah, they say, oh, we want to do more flight-ready ships, and then they do that. They release the Talon, and it's like, but it's not flight-ready. And even the Loner, which is the Cartual, another alien ship, that's not ready. Well, it is ready, but it's not showing up in anybody's inventories or anybody's hangars.
Weird.
Which is weird.
Yeah, that might just be a little bug.
But my point is, and I know we've discussed this. They want to do more flight-ready ships. Great, cool, whatever.
I want them to focus on the ships that are already you promised.
But can you do some of the ships that you already... I know some of them are locked behind Squadron 42. Fine.
Yes.
But can you just tell us which things are locked behind Squadron 42?
What are we talking about here? We're talking about the Javelin, the Idris.
Javelin, Idris, Bengal,
Lightning.
Yeah, F8 Lightning. The PAAR, the assault rifle that we were talking about.
So we're talking about the big ass ships and an assault rifle that we know of. But why don't you release the Corsair, the M2? The Hercules series was on the roadmap for a while, like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And then it got taken off for, I think it was set for 311.
Yeah, I don't understand their there are obviously reasons to their process, and because we don't work for CIG, which is Cloud Imperium Games, the people who make Star Citizen or Robert Space Industries, we will never know why. So we can't objectively say, this is why. We can speculate, of course, and we can shout and scream all we want, but obviously it's not going to make it go any faster. So there is probably very good reasoning for for why they're holding some stuff back. It could be tech, it could be Squadron 42, it could be any number of things. Like for example, with the whole series, they can't release that yet because of physics tech. They can't it doesn't work with the containers, etc. And that's fine. Yeah, we get that. I mean, that thing's been promised for ages. But take the Orion, for example. Gigantic mining ship. So, alright, I'm going to do a comparison here. You got the Orion, gigantic mining ship. You got the Prospector and the Mole, medium mining ship. You've even got the Rock, a mining vehicle, a mining car. Mining is a thing that's in the game.
It is.
And yet the Orion isn't released. However, you've got the Reclaimer, which is a salvage ship, the only salvage ship, which salvage isn't a thing. It hasn't been released because they've been pushing it back continuously, which really annoys me because I've got a Vulture and I want to use it. And yet the Reclaimer is out. You can apparently fly that or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's flight ready, but some people have said they keep taking it in and out. So some people that own it, sometimes they can fly it, sometimes they can't. I'm not sure. So it's like, mining's a thing. Why not release the Orion? It confuses me. But I know that the bits on it is supposed to spin, so that could cause problems or something. I really have no idea.
No, but there is.
It seems like they have a very short attention span.
Just like the fucking Odin, man. Why the fuck do I care about this ship? I don't.
The Odin is effectively RSI's answer to the Hammerhead. That's all it is. Except it's a bit smaller, I think. I don't know. And I don't get it. Like, for example, look at medical gameplay as well. You've got the medical gameplays very basic. You've got medical beds, which work. So you've got the six...
Bare bones.
Yeah, you've got the 600i, which has medical bed. You've got the Carrack, medical bed. You've got the Cutlass Red, medical bed. Why not give them the Apollo? Or, those... the Apollo Triage and the Apollo Medevac, or whatever it's called. At least as a... like a spawn point, a mobile spawn point.
Or just do medical game, like...
People were going on about the Cutlass Blue as well. Like, you can't use the things that are in the Cutlass Blue, apart from the interdiction stuff, I suppose.
Yeah, you can't put people in brigs. You can't do.
So their process for choosing which ships go through the pipeline confuses the hell out of me. I'm sure John Crew has got it all written down in a notebook somewhere as to what he wants to do and why.
But we don't know if Chris Roberts comes out of nowhere like and sees a fucking squirrel and is like, stop working on that. Work on that. Because we all know he's the mastermind behind all of this.
He apparently, yeah, it has been said that he does like to micromanage. Because and that's fair. We said this last time. It's his child, so
it is his child. But is this what's causing
but when his child made him 300 million this year alone, 2020 has been the biggest year for revenue in terms of Star Citizen, $300 million thus far.
Yeah.
I think it's 300 million. I don't want to be wrong, so I will double check that. Yeah.
No, I 100% agree with you. I get it. It's made him a lot of money, but has that made him complacent? Or has that made him not complacent, sorry, complacent's the opposite. Has that made him too careful with his baby?
I don't know. Oh, sorry, sorry.
Like,
I was wrong. It's 309 million in total. Crowdfunding maximum.
It made a lot this year.
It made a lot this year. May was the biggest. May it went up to 15 million. That was the biggest, the biggest spike. This week,
what was it?
1.3 million.
Was there a sale in May?
There was. I can't remember what it was though.
Was that when the Carrot came out in May?
No. The Carrot came out before that. No, in May was, I'm pretty sure, when I got my Polaris and when people got other stuff in our organization anyway. They had some form of sale. I can't remember what the hell it was. Was it was it the like the Aerospace Expo? Was it that? IAE 2950?
It could have been. Yeah, okay, so the Carrot came out in December. April of this year was the Prowler. What else came out?
Or no, we haven't had had IAE 2950 yet.
2020 April, so around May. It was April 29th, so pretty much May was when New Babbage came out.
Oh.
So that's what that spike was. That was 3.9.
IAE was November 24th to December 5th, so they're probably going to do that. That's gonna spike it again this year. Around that time.
That Independence Week thing.
Yeah.
Whatever that one was called. There's so many now. I forget.
There are. I didn't see the point of the last one. Like, nothing really happened.
No, other than us getting to see the Javelin and all that stuff.
Yeah, which cool. I didn't even get to properly see. I didn't get to see it in game. I had to watch a video on it, which kind of annoyed me.
That's fine.
It was fine.
No, but it's, I don't know, man. It's, the jokes are out there. It's never going to come out.
The meme, it is rife with memes.
It's one of those things you just got to be faithful in. That it's...
Yeah, I know, and I am. Obviously, I have, as you've just not witnessed but listened to, I have my gripes with it.
Yeah,
but
I think if they were going to cancel the project, they would have canceled it already.
Oh god, yeah. If they did, I would be so pissed. I think they, and many millions. There are over 2 million backers now, so many people would be saying, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" So they're in too deep now. They can't stop, and I don't think there's nothing to say that they want to.
force feed Chris Roberts hamburgers till he dies.
Yeah.
Just, where's the ships, Chris? Where's the ships? Like Stewie and Family Guy.
Yeah.
Where's my money, Brian?
Where's my money?
Where's my money? Lights him on fire. Where's my money, bitch? Huh? Where's my money? Oh, okay, it's you.
Or like in Pulp Fiction, when oh god, I can never remember that. Samuel Jackson, he's like, say it one more time, say delayed one more goddamn time. I dare you, I double dare you. Just pointing a gun at Chris Roberts.
Say what? One more time. It is what it is. Though.
It is. I'm still gonna be giddy as a little girl when 3.11 comes out. So in the long term, yes, it annoys me, but in the long term, I'm happy because video games. So yeah, speaking of
video games,
speaking of other video games, because that's
let's
move away from that
fucking.
Yeah, that's our rant for this week.
That's our rant for this week. Epic Games sued Apple.
Yeah, well, it's in the process of suing Apple.
Did you see the video they came out with though?
I'm looking at it now. Like, is it in? Wow, it's in Fortnite apparently.
Yeah, the parody to like the
1984 Apple ad.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. It's just Behemoth versus Behemoth at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I could give, and I cannot state this enough, less of a fuck about Fortnite and Epic Games. Well, Epic Games,
they're also suing Google Play too.
Oh, all right, they're never gonna win.
Because Google Play and the App Store dropped them.
Right.
Dropped Fortnite from both.
Okay.
So they're suing Google and they're suing Apple. Okay, so they just took on the biggest.
Well, the reason why they were dropped from the stores is that because it started off with a new payment system in Fortnite that bypassed Apple, which has a 30% fee on it for buying the game. So it effectively gave people a discount if they bought the game directly from Epic Games or just like through the website or whatever. And it went against their store, the Apple Store policies. So that's why they got cut off.
Okay, that makes sense to me. You can't really.
Yeah, but
you can't really. There's no really way to get around buying a game and downloading on your phone.
Yeah, if you're using an Android, it's effectively going to be Google. If you're using an iPhone, it's going to be, of course it's Apple. Yeah. And if you want something from, if Apple says, yeah, you can promote your game we'll let you have your game on our store, but you got to pay us something. That's capitalism. That's the economy. That's how it works.
They're giving you the license to put it on their platform.
Yeah.
Just like to have a game on Xbox, you have to get licensed to be able to use it on Xbox.
Yeah.
You can't buy a game third party and then download it on your Xbox. It doesn't work that way. They're trying to bypass the middleman, and you just can't do that. That's not how this works.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the things that they do say is fairly true in that Google and Apple have monopolized the app market. I mean, with Apple, that's kind of fair because Apple produces iPhones. iPhones are their product, therefore it's.
But Google
it's a separate thing. Android is slightly different, I think.
But it's the iOS. Android makes Google makes the iOS.
Oh. Well, in that case, I don't know. But basically, like, because they've monopolized on the App Store and the Google, the Chrome Store or whatever it's called, so there is no third party. Well, there are third-party ways of downloading apps, of course. It's just a lot harder. People aren't going to go to that because they think, oh, I can just get it on the App Store because it's easy. So it's weird. And it says something about, like, Fortnite players, obviously, like, in-app purchases, which obviously are a massive thing in Fortnite and have caused quite a lot of problems for some parents of kids who obviously, like, take their parents' credit cards and buy a load of stuff on Fortnite. So that in-app purchase thing is another thing that they're trying to target, to try and get rid of Apple for doing that, because they get a chunk of money from it. But I would like to see how this thing plays out, but all in all, I don't care.
Sorry, I'd like to make a correction. Android is its own thing. I thought they were owned by Google.
No,
they're not. But it's used by Google phones. It's the competitor. It's the competitor to the Apple OS. But make a fucking OS then.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude. These have been the two major OSs, the only OSs that I know of. I don't think there's any Linux-based phones. I know there was Windows phones a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think those kind of died off. But that's just the world nowadays. The two OSs are iOS and Android OS.
Yeah.
That's whether they're a monopoly or not. It's
the truth of life. It's how it is.
They succeeded. People love those two products. It's just the way the world works. And because and where's Fortnite fucking complaining? They have so much money anyways.
Oh yeah, they're squeezing money from children, effectively.
You're complaining because you're getting charged. Apple wants a cut from you. Google wants a cut from you because you're using their platform to sell your game. That's just the business model.
Yeah.
If you own a drugstore and I want to sell my drug in your drugstore, you're going to charge me a fee to stock the shelves.
Yeah.
It's just, and you're going to take a percentage.
It's the economy.
The revenue stream. That's just how everything works.
Yeah. At any rate, we'll see how that plays out. We'll follow it, but I'm not going to follow it with any great interest.
No, it is what it is, man. People try to take behemoths on all the time, and I don't think it plays out well for the little guy, usually.
Yeah.
I remember Apple. Someone sued Apple because they slowed down iPhones. I think that got.
Oh, I remember that. That was several years ago. Yeah, I remember that.
The OS was slowing down iPhones.
Yeah.
Dude, it's business model. You got to make phones. You got to be conniving somehow.
Yeah,
right?
I suppose.
But I think that's about it for this week.
'Tis indeed.
Everybody have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week. We'll catch you all next weekend.
Yes.
Peace, guys.
Bye.